since that dramatic title win for Celtic. Are you surprised to see Martin O'Neill still here in the dugout? Are you pleased that he's still here in the dugout?
Well, I always worry for him a little bit. Am I surprised? No, because I know how much hunger he had, and his love for Celtic was, pretty clear and evident. And he was just tempted after winning the league last season to have another crack for another season. So I do get that. Of course, you mentioned the last day last season, absolute epic end to the season. But Celtic won it, and now the expectation is to go and win it again and perform in Europe and win every competition they're in. Of course, I'm not going to win the Champions League. We sort of know that, but certainly Celtic fans want to see the team get in the Champions League first and then compete.
Yeah, last month's away in the playoff, but in terms of tonight, it's Dundee. How key is a good start in front of the crowd where there was that lack of harmony last season? That's something that when I spoke to Martin O'Neill, he appreciates has to be rebuilt and maybe have the atmosphere like we just saw there at the end of the season.
Yeah, let's get it right. I think there is that worry. The Champions League game, it is so big against Lask, and if Celtic qualify, I think there will still be harmony. If they don't, then there's going to be a lot of Celtic fans who going to be really unhappy. There are two new strikers in. I think everybody's happy to see the pedigree of the strikers as much as anything. Casper Hugh and Camilo Duran, scored goals in the Champions League for their respective clubs last season. But I think there's other areas of the team and the squad where Celtic certainly need to strengthen. There's a question mark over whether ALISTAIR Johnson will be here next season and ARNE. If they do go, can you replace them with like for like, or with the same desired quality? So that's a lot of Celtic fans are sort of worried about that situation. So there's still work to do.
There is still work to do, as they say. We've got echo. Turn that down. There is still work to do. It is the start of the season. It's the start of the season. It's the first game of the season back at Celtic Park, unfurling the flag at Celtic Park. It's always great. Flag day, flag night, as it is. Flag day, flag night is always fantastic for us as supporters and as the players. It's a bit of a nod to the way that they played and the way that they won the league. And then that's it. It's forgotten. All the heroics of last season, forgotten. All the stress of last season, forgotten. Only if we get into the Champions League. It's not the night for talking about that game. We'll talk about that tomorrow morning. This is all about who Martin O'Neill picks for the team tonight, because will he have ALISTAIR Johnston in the team? Will he have ARNE Engels in the team? Or will they be sidelined due to the fact that they might not be at Celtic in the coming weeks? Will it be weeks or will it be days? Will it be days before ALISTAIR Johnston and ARNE Engels leave Celtic? I think that they need to play tonight. It's as simple as that. They are two of our better players. They have to start the season. You have to lay down a marker. So you have to have the best players that you have at your disposal playing, whether they're going to be sold tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It doesn't matter. They need to be playing tonight. If they were flying out and the deal's done today and they're flying out tomorrow, you could maybe say, that, okay, there's the deal's kind of done. We're not going to play you tonight because we're not wanting it we're not wanting you to get an injury so that then the deal then falls through. There is always that chance that could happen. If it did, I think that it would be the unluckiest player on the planet, and it would just be Celtic style. It would be stuck with a player that got injured for 2 or 3 months and then didn't get played tonight. Anyway, there is another bit of news tonight, because if you remember at the end of last season, there was a section of Celtic fans that they were told they were moving seats and they had no option but to shift. The North Curve Celtic have confirmed that the new look North Curve for the 26-27 season. The boys Celtic join the North Curve Celtic, bringing a fresh energy to the curve and a boost for the whole of Celtic Park. Oh, and just like that, they're back together. It's like having Take That reunite, isn't it? And singing in harmony. Or is it like an Oasis reunion? We'll call them the boys. The SMV are back in the North Curve Celtic after having a little jaunt to the higher enchilance of Celtic Park, the old. You remember the club tried to make that the singing section away up in the top. That's the singing section. If you want to sing, you go up there. I remember being up there and sitting next to an old geezer who had binoculars to watch the game. I was like, mate, why don't you get a seat down the front? Oh, mate, I've had a seat up here since the ground was redeveloped. And just like that. Anyway, the North Curve Celtic will have a fresh new look, a new impetus, a new sound, and a brand new set of ultras. All to get banned in the one area when Celtic decide to ban the whole lot. Let's jump into some of the comments and see what the North Curve, see what some of the comments are. The North Curve's core objectives are built around atmosphere, community, solidarity, and agency. North Curve will be created through noise, colour and passion. Community will be developed through the respect and working together to achieve mutual goals. So they're back talking to each other. And then there's some pictures. There is obviously a couple of videos online of Celtic Park. The fact that the corridors around the Celtic Park area, that's heading to 111. And that's heading just out of 111. You can see where the steward is standing. That's the exit way. So they have been busy over the summer. The club have allowed the club. It started first game of the season, first cock up of the season, as they say. The club have allowed them in during the summer to spray paint the walls, brighten up a bit. It looks like Celtic have painted the floor. There we go. Over the summer, Celtic have painted it's a bit of time. It was looking tacky. I don't know why they paint it, to be honest, because they're not going to go down the route. I mean, I would have that polished concrete, just polished, so you just go over it with a mop. But Celtic have went down the road of painting it. They painted it with a lacquer to make it look a bit shiny. And you know that it wears off after a couple of years, but it'll do for another couple of years, and then it'll start to wear thin again, and then Celtic have to go repeat the process. It's where if they just got in a machine that polished the concrete, like a diamond polishing it. I know the industry, so it's that's what I would have done if I was Celtic, and then you don't need to do it again. You've got a cleaner that goes over it with a scrubber dryer, and then boom, Bob's your uncle. The floor's kept perfect. But no, Celtic go the cheaper option. I just having a moan about Celtic doing up Celtic Park, aren't they? So they have painted the floor. Are you excited? Oh, I could crush a grape. I'm not excited. Yes, I am excited for the season. I'll get some of your comments in. There is around about 6 minutes. The first team. But the first team that starts the season is never usually the team that goes on. If you remember a few years ago, Rio Hatate was dropped by Brendan Rodgers for the first game of the season. It was shock horror to the Celtic fans. But there was a player in the Celtic ranks, a Scottish player, may I add. And that player was Turnbull. And Turnbull had a better pre-season. Oh, to have someone like Turnbull in that midfield instead of Luke McCown. No disrespect, Luke, I love you as a player, but I think Turnbull was a bit better. But Turnbull made the team before Rio Hatate. It caused shockwaves around the Celtic support. Disillusionment with Brendan Rodgers and factions of the Celtic support because they thought that Brendan did not know his stuff. And the fact that Brendan was just what the hell is he doing? But the fact is that Turnbull had a fantastic pre-season, and he was in far better form than the outgoing, well, he's not out, the outgoing now, Rio Hatate. But the fact is Turnbull only had 1 year left on his contract. He played amazingly this first part of that season. He scored, I think it was 2 goals in the first 2 opening games. Brendan Rodgers was justified in playing Turnbull over Rio Hatate. Today, the tables have turned again. Rio Hatate will still be on the bench. But who will play in the midfield? Will it be ARNE Engels? Because ARNE Engels is about to leave Celtic, as is Alistair Johnston. Now, when it comes to transfer news, there is stuff going around. It's frustrating, but it's been alleged that Celtic have made a bid for Kasper Schmeichel's replacement. It's being said, it's not confirmed as yet, but it's been said that Celtic have submitted a bid for a 27-year-old goalkeeper, as Martin O'Neill was looking to find a replacement for Kasper Schmeichel. And who is it? It's the goalkeeper from Las Palmas, the one that we've been talking about over pretty much the last of the summer. Las Palmas got beat by Malaga to get into in the playoffs. So, second division, Las Palmas. I think he was at the Las Palmas when they did play in La Liga, but they got relegated. A goalkeeper that got relegated. So we'll just wait and see. Turnbull was the decent player in midfield, disillusioned by my Brendan Rodgers for that pass. Yes, Paul, you were. And you stood by that. You stood by the fact that Brendan Rodgers was just a charlatan, and that for the whole time that he was here, he shouldn't have been here. It wasn't until last night that I felt excited. I do feel pretty down with the Alistair Johnston news, says James. Well, once he goes, he goes. That's it. I think that Celtic... We'll talk about the permutations of the Champions League, the players that are leaving tomorrow morning. I'm going to be on for an hour tomorrow morning. I think that there's a hell of a lot to talk about. This team that we've got in the Champions League from Austria are no mugs. I think it could maybe been one of the hardest games that we could maybe have got. If you thought Karat Almaty, were shite, this team are way levels above Karat Almaty. Celtic will need to be at their best to get through, and Celtic will need to get players in. I just posted 2 hours ago. He's off to a different club. But there you go. Ha ha! Fuck's sake. Ha ha! He's off to a different club. But there you go. He's not coming to us. Oh, man. That shows you how quick it's changing. What's wrong with Sinisalo? Nothing. He's going to be the goalkeeper. I'm not actually going to... I'm not going into any more of the speculation. I've tried to stay away from the speculation. We've got 2 minutes! Come on, Celtic! 2 minutes to the first team of the season. Oh! Can't wait to watch Flag Day. What's happening? Don't ask me. I am not putting any information about any player until we know for certain that a medical's been booked. As simple as that. I just think that we just go, fuck. The board have won. The shambles of the Celtic hierarchy have won. And we just wait and see. Because Martin O'Neill told us 2 weekends ago that, yeah, we've got a player coming in Monday. If it doesn't come in Monday, it'll be on Wednesday. What happened the week? He said last week, we're making good steps. Well, Martin said. Fuck's sake. It's typical Celtic. They wait to see who we get in the Champions League, and then they decide, we better get some players in. Shit, we might not make this. Too little, too late by the board. And I tell you one thing, with the Green Brigade and the boys in the one section of Celtic Park, they will determine whether the board gets pass marks within a couple of days. We need backup for Sinisalo, someone to try and take his spot. Yeah, we do that. The German has told the club he wants to come to Celtic. Yeah, we know that. Let's go. Jay, what's that? I'll reply to you. I'll not put that. Oh, the team must be out. Come on, Celtic. The team news. Oh, he plays. Alistair Johnson's actually on the screen altogether. The team is Sinisalo, Alistair Johnson, Carter Vickers, Trusty, Kieran Tierney. That's the back four that I said yesterday we start. McGregor, ARNE, Engels and Benj. Oh, Yang gets a start. Wow. Now, I got the team right until we got to Yang. Yang starts, Duran starts, and Casper Hu starts. Just going to call him Casper. And they've got Alistair Johnson up there on this. Showing us. Their substitutes is Ross Dohan, Luke McCowan, Sebastian Tenecti, Callum Osmond, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Rio Hitati, Dane Murray, James Forrest, and Colby Donovan. That's a weak team, isn't it? It doesn't look good now. I know I was all excited. And Celtic have just kind of kicked us all in the balls. That bench doesn't inspire me at all. Tenecti making the bench. It's, yeah, at best. And no Balak Wisher. I mean, he can't even make the team. Murray says, you're doing a watch along tonight. I think you never watched the video last night. No, I'm not doing one tonight. I want to sit and enjoy the game tonight. Remember the board. Remember the board. I need to. I'm trying to get the comments on this bit. Wait a minute. Let me just do that. How do I copy that? Chat live. There we go. And screen. There we go. We'll get the chats up. Remember the board did that last season and then updated it. Yeah, remember they put out the wrong team completely, then they updated it. I'm happy with the starting lineup. Yang was really good last season. Look off Baz, I'm buzzing with that team. Lol. I still would have taken Hatton over to Necti. Yeah, none of the young boys have made the bench. I suppose you've got to give a nod to the players that made last season. When you look at the bench, if new players come in, you're going to lose ARNE Engels, you're going to lose Alistair Johnson. We want to bring in another winger, which is better than Yang, or is a replacement for Duran. And then the team dynamics then change again, because you're not going to sit with three strikers on the bench. So Martin O'Neill's got a lot to do with the team. Oh my God, I need something stronger now to drink. Lol. Well, me too. Just it would have been nice to see some of the Scottish lads making the bench, like Hatton and McCardle, even Newry. It's very difficult to see how the younger players at Celtic will make the bench this season, especially with the bench being the way that it is. Don't know, you're thinking you've got to go for more experienced players. So how much game time in reality are some of these younger players going to get? Unless, I mean, if Hatate leaves, you either bring someone else in that's a first team starter, or you bring in one of the younger players. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, with all the experience that he has in the world, and he can't be a first team starter. But you've got to say that the first team, apart from Duran and Kasper, you got a sore throat saying that. Just call him Kasper, it's easier. With the exception of Duran and Kasper, the rest of the team is as it was from last season. Don't know if Sinisalo finished the season quite well, so we'll wait and see. It's a goodbye picture. Wonder the sides Yang and Duran will be on. Yang is a hit or a miss. Let's hope that it's a hit tonight. Ralston injured. Is he? No, Ralston just can't make the team. Who do you drop out the team for Ralston to play? You've got Donovan on one side. You're hoping that Tierney doesn't get injured. Donovan's ahead of Tony Ralston. That says it all for me. If I'm Tony Ralston, you're sitting that first team of the season and you're saying, well, if young Donovan's ahead of me in the starting lineup, if he's the one that's on the bench, Ralston would be on the bench before Donovan. Having watched Donovan during pre-season and seen him in action in Portugal and spoken to him, I thought he had a decent game in Portugal. I thought he did well. And he's a young lad that is bursting with enthusiasm. Tony Ralston knows that there comes a day in every footballer's life where a younger, faster, hungrier player is going to come knocking on the door. And unfortunately for Tony Ralston, it is Colby Donovan. And Colby Donovan is keeping Ralston out of the team. There's nothing sinister in it. It's just the fact that, Colby's got that little bit more pace than Tony Ralston. For me, with 1 year remaining on his contract, if I'm Tony Ralston, I'm saying, I am going to sit on the bench a lot. I'm not even going to sit on the bench. So, do you sit in the stands and wait and see? Balagwisha labouring for Ralston. They're doing a homer, building a wall. If only. Young team plays in the Scottish Cup early rounds. Well, you kind of hope that Martin O'Neill would do that, but with the Champions League game, you're thinking, there might be. Donovan is a talent. I think so. You drop a Scottish international for Donovan. Sorry, no way. I think that you do. It comes down to who's performing better. And you don't know what's going on the training pitch. You don't know the athleticism of Colby Donovan. Colby Donovan came over to the fans in Portugal. There's only two players came over to the fans in Portugal and did a bit of autograph and signing after the game. That was Sinisalo and Colby Donovan. Only the two. And Sinisalo was full of respect for the fans and full of appreciation for the fans. That goes a long way with managers. And young Colby Donovan, he was buzzing. Even after the game, there was an electricity about him. He was just really fired up, and he was absolutely as where you seen other players that were just like couldn't be arsed pre-season. But Colby Donovan, absolutely buzzing. Lots of people wishing him well for the season. A lot of people, including myself, told Colby Donovan, this is a massive summer for you, lad. A massive season. You've got a massive season ahead of you. You know, breaking into the first team is no mean feat. It's got to be said. No mean feat at all. And I think that you're wrong saying that Donovan shouldn't be in front of Tony Ralston. That's just my own personal opinion. Big shout out to Tony Stewart. Evening, Baz, and all the one Celtic fans. You, thank you for your super chat, mate. Listening and watching in the comments. God bless all of yous, says Tony. Thank you for that. Ralston left at home, but can make a World Cup. Ralston is done. Jim Lister says, all we need is someone to come in with a bid of Benji Nikran, Trusty and Martin O'Neill will be walking if there's... Oh God, you're full of joys tonight, aren't you, Jim? Let's just get the first game of the season underway before we start panicking about... why does that come up with 2? Clear... Close that. Sorry about that. That's a strong 11, but the bench is pretty average. Yes, it is. I think it is really average. Donovan soon to be a Scotland international. Give it time. Yes, Scotland. He will be a starting player in the Scotland team, I think. And I think that he'll get more game time. And I think he'll be in the team for longer than Tony Ralston. Just me. Osmond Ox Forest. How's that a weak bench? That's not the weak bench. I think Tenecti and McCowan and Murray. That's the weakness. McCowan going forward in midfield just doesn't get to the heights that Arne Engels or Benji Nigran can. Tenecti is completely wash on the wing. And the fact that our £5 million winger can't make the bench instead of Forrest or Hatate. So what does it say to Michelangelo Balak-Wisher, who got lots of game time through pre-season, but Martin O'Neill still thinks that he's not good enough, and I think he's not good enough. Whoever scouted him surely has to have left the building. So I think that the from an attacking... Oxlade-Chamberlain, come on. He's a luxury player, isn't he? Shouldn't he be starting with the experience he's got? I mean, you can't tell me that he's not better than Arne Engels. Maybe not. He's obviously not. But anyway. Somebody said it was a weak bench. Somebody said it's not. McCowan needs punted. Not near him. Here's my score prediction. 4-0, 2-0 Celtic. Forest will come on and score. And that will make it a record scoring consecutive seasons for James Forrest. He doesn't get a medal for it. But if it was Rangers, they would give him 17 medals. They would give him... If James Forrest was at Rangers, he'd had 17 stars going over the top of his shirt. Just saying. The real world is not FIFA. 3 points, yes. We do that, 3 points. And Ross Dohan, come on. Ross Dohan is backup keeper. Another 5 million down the toilet. I think Bollish Walker is away this week. Hopefully he will be. But then again, if you bring... Do you sell Bollock Washer? Michelangelo Balak-Wisher. Do you sell him and then make space for one of the younger lads that are coming through the system? I think you do. You know? I think that you sell Michelangelo Balak-Wisher, you're going to take a hit on him, and you use some of the younger guys. 2-0 Celtic. Give me your score predictions in the comments. Just the score, no big long text, so that we don't take away from the screen with the... I don't know if we're white in the video tonight. Let's change the light. Light setting. Anyway, I'll just switch it off. Off, on, leave on. Anyway, Balak-Wisher would have scored a hat-trick tonight. Liam is drunk. You having a watch along tonight? No, I'm not having a watch along tonight. Not tonight, lads. I want to have a nice, relaxed night. I'll be watching Alistair Johnson and ARNE Engels' body language tonight. I think that everyone will be. We'll all be looking at those players just to see if their heart is in it, as they say. Just for once, predict 5-0 Celtic. Angus goes 3-0 Celtic. Aidan goes 4-0 Celtic. Stephen Johnston goes 4-0 Celtic. Ronnie goes 3-1 Celtic. Kev says 4-0 Celtic. Poll predictions. Poll for what? There isn't a poll tonight. Just the ways of a jersey is someone that can't get in the team. Yes. Replace Bollock Washer with Hatton. And yeah, I think so. 4-0 the Hoops. What trackie does Martin O'Neill wear tonight? Oh, does Martin O'Neill wear a brand new one? Or is he wearing the same one for last season? Oh, the fashion journalists will be out, the paparazzi cameras clicking away to see the new fashion 2026-27 Adidas trackie that Martin O'Neill will be wearing this season. And then 2 weeks later, in fact, 2 days later, you'll get all the Jakies walking about Glasgow with said trackie. Go and look at me, man. All right. I seen Martin O'Neill wearing this, man. Fucking pure dead brilliant it was. I'm telling you, I'm rocking it. I'm going to be down the barras, man. I'm going to get 4 of them, and I'm going to give them to my mum, my dad, and want to be Johnny and all, just for the shaky it, because it's fucking banging, man. Anyway, 4-0 tonight, 3-0 tonight, 3-0 tonight, 4-0 tonight. Who's getting relegated? Don't know. I've not looked at the chat yet. Celtic 3 or 4-0. We'll do all that later on. I'd rather than look at. I'm not really worrying about other teams and who gets relegated. Well, as we get on, we will look at the league table come the end of the night. Also, 3-1 Celtic. James Forrest scoring 19 seasons in a row creates the target to set. Ooh, you think so? Let's hope it's not 0-0 in 85 minutes and the usual side-to-side football. It's probably farewell to Alistair Johnson tonight and ARNE Engels. I'm going to stick 5-1 on. 4-1. I think that team could have looked a lot worse. It could have looked a lot worse, especially if it didn't get in Casper and Camilio. Camilio and Casper. Try and say that after fucking 10 pints. 5-0 Celtic, says Ozzy. 3-0. 2 of the 11 starters will go. The board need to pull the finger out. Is this starting 11 good enough to get us into the Champions League? That's the big question. And is that bench good enough to get us through the Champions League qualifiers games? That's the big question. 4-1, James Forrest would never be at the Huns. He hates them as much as I do. Yeah, but if he was, he'd have like 17 odd stars on his shirt. Bollock Washer wouldn't score. His wife was a magician. It's not right. It's not right at all. That kind of chat. 2-1 tight game, I think so. Liam Fisher's going for 2-0. 5-1 Celtic. 2-0 Celtic. 2-1 Celtic. Gus says 4-1 to Celtic. Imagine ARNE Engels and Alistair Johnson get injured tonight. Tonight is the best start in 11, guaranteed to lose. Engels and Johnson spend 20 million, sell 40 million's worth. That's the Celtic away. Yes. I'm fucking starving as well. 4-0. Ho and Casper and Duran double. New trackie top for sure. His Adidas trackie. Yang hat-trick, 50-1. Michelle's going with her usual bet of the season, and she hopes that one day Yang will hit a hat-trick, and then she'll be able to reclaim all the money that she spent all season betting for the hat-trick. That's never going to happen. 4-0 to the good guys, says Derek. That's a good one. I think that couldn't be far off it. 2-1 Celtic, says Owen. Al Murphy says 3-0 Casper and Duran to get their first goals. Jakies are fucking loaded. They are that. 5-1 the Pope's 11. 4-0 says Brian. Y3 O'Neill trackie, sweet. 3-0 Celtic tonight. He'll be in a suit tonight. 3-0 to Celtic. What a lineup. 4-0 brace for Holt and Duran. What's the score? 4. 2 for Casper, 1 each for Duran and Yang. Don't quote how many Dundee score. but they'll not score. 4-1 Celtic is another prediction. I need to jump back up the comments. Oh, Mikey Boy's going really, really up for it. 2-1 Celtic with a 96-minute penalty winner to send the Orcs into meltdown. Danny Cassie's going for 5-0 tonight. Kelly or Dundee, I think, is earlier. See, I think St Johnstone will probably be the team that goes down without having seen any of the other results really from yesterday and the weekend. We've upped the offer for Bauer. Well, there we go. Just want to play nice football and win. Yes, we all do. We all know that ALISTAIR Johnson and ARNE will be greeting after the game tonight. That's why I'm not doing a watch long tonight, because I want to sit and watch their body language. The Green Brigade and the boys, unbelievable. Yes, it'll be great to have them back in one section of the stadium. It's been a few years since they were together, and it's like a boy band being reunited. It's like the can't think of a duo boy band. There's not really any, is there? It's a big squad. Anyway, it's good to get them all back in the one section. Mayhem 111. Oh, it's going to be fun tonight. It'll be brilliant in there tonight. The atmosphere will be buzzing. If you're sitting anywhere in the North Curve, if you're sitting anywhere around the North Curve, if you're sitting up in the Celtic Lounge, the Club Celtic Lounge, and you're sitting this side, the atmosphere will be off the scale tonight. And big shout out to my cousin and his laddie who are taking the family tickets this evening and heading off to the game. They'll absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Right, let's get some more of the score predictions. 3-1 Celtic, 8-0 Scream of the Hoops, Jesus, win 8-0, and that's definitely thrown down the gauntlet to the SPFL. 3-1 Celtic. Trusty and Balak Wishaw are off the bus. Duran and Casper 3-1. Balak Wishaw will be lucky to score this season if he's still there. 3-1 we will concede with this defence. Martin O'Neill looks classy in a tracksuit, but if I seen a 74-year-old walk about Glasgow in a tracksuit, I'd automatically think junkie or drug dealing grandpa. Too far. Anyway, it's so deflating to watch this board sell our best players when they clearly say they would be happy staying at Celtic. Do you think there'll be a North Cup display tonight? Yes, there will be the start of the season. They will have something up their sleeves, or not up their sleeves, but something that will come down for the higher echelons of. It'll be interesting to see what they do tonight. I think it'll be great for that end of the stadium. But with that being said, if you are in the Celtic end of the stadium, what do you think of the atmosphere? Has it taken away from that end of the stadium? There'll be people sitting behind the goals in the Celtic end this evening, and they'll be saying, "It's nice and quieter here tonight, isn't it? That's it. That's better." Or is it a case that you will miss the boys ultras from that section of the ground? It's interesting. I think it'll be a thumping 4-1 tonight. Martin O'Neill's on Radio Shortbread. Well, there you go. I'm sitting in my Celtic chair with Electro 5. I'm just about to play Cowabunga, everyone. What? Will there be a sack the board banner? How will they hear them over there? I think that's the whole reason that they get put over to that side, so that they're all away from pretty much anything to do with near the board. So that is your news tonight. And we've got loads of time left. Let's jump on to the Celtic web. Oh, wait a minute. There was another bit of news. coming out of Liverpool tonight, Everton close in on Alistair Johnston as David Moyes targets key right back upgrade. The deal for around about 12 million with add-ons, taking it to 15 million. In a market of inflated fees and bad judgment, that sort of structure is sensible. It gives Celtic a respectable return and allows Everton to avoid paying over the top end money up front for a position that badly needs attention. So it looks like that it is happening and he is off to Everton. There you go. Bit of news coming out tonight from England. Anyway, let's get the team back up on the screen. Celtic have redone how they do the team, so they don't have the subs underneath. Don't think we really need the subs, do we? We'll just put that there. And image. Oh, it was better when it was all automated, but then I can get the team up on that side of the screen, because a lot of people saying that the team is on the other side of the screen with the automated stuff. You couldn't see the team correctly. So there we go. It's a little bit of a Brucey bonus. Excuse me, folks, my new phone's murder trying to get to grips with it, says Aidan. Spend some money quickly. Yes. Spend some money quickly. Jesus, every man in their internet posts who posts and just tweeted some kind of fact. It's utterly insane. Yeah, it's that. It's just madness, isn't it? How are they justifying 15 million for Alistair Johnston and 35 million for Dibbling? I've no idea, because he plays in Scotland, and you know, it's not confirmation. It's just a speculative article. Well, it's what it is, isn't it? The more and more people that are talking about it means that it's going to happen. I think that we're in denial if we think that it's not going to happen. Anyway, let's see what some of the Celtic fans are saying. Oh, I'm going to get my dinner soon. He better be fucking staying. Was expecting something like this. Yeah, just don't go in it because it's just negativity central on there. Where are we sitting at now? Let's get some more of the comments up. Martin Neal's on the Colombian. 10 goals for the Duran. We generally have been robbed. Typical. Man, always the same. How many... let's go to... At least Desmond gets a new golf pitch with the money. The teams are on the pitch, says Stephen Johnston. The teams are on the pitch. Where's the image? We'll put it up there, so that's fine. Might be Nicholson just not answered the phone as they did with Yang. There's always hope. Maybe that would be excellent if that happened. No, it's an old game, says messages. Celtic. The Steels. KFC Michelin have been contacted by Celtic representatives exploring the availability of Terence Kududo in case of Alistair Johnston Pro League. Understood to be looking for 6.5 million. So it looks like we're going to go for a player and spend 6.5 million for the replacement for... Well, there you go. And there's the best picture. He just looks... He's going to get some... He's just... He looks so happy. Let's get this picture up. No, no, cancel. Just get off the screen. Oh, that's a really bad picture. Anyway, let's just make it full screen for the moment, because this is all fucked up. Yeah, look at that. He's right in the mood, isn't he? He's like, I'm here to score goals. This is pretty damn exciting. I don't know, this is pretty damn exciting stuff. And Real Madrid in the Champions League with the bricky at right back. Now looks like it's going to be Just Me doing YouTube is in the house. Yeah, it's a perfect pronunciation. A perfect pronunciation of Terence Kudo. Never heard of him. But it looks like the Celtic are going to pay 6.5 million for a 21-year-old player. So there we go. That is a bit of breaking news tonight. I think that we'll get more information on that. I'm not even talking about speculation anymore. Just it's not worth it, because there's so many sites that have done updates and then retracted the updates and then did updates again, and it is just 5 minutes. I give me 5 minutes. Yes, that'll be perfect, love. I just think that if Celtic are in for a player, let's wait till the medical's booked and he's on his way. Because there's too many sites over the last couple of weeks that have made assumptions that a player is on his way to Celtic. Assumptions that the goalkeeper situation, people were making assumptions, and there was articles, and then I'm reading stuff online, and then within 10 minutes it's changed again and the goalkeeper's on his way to somewhere else. So until a player, speculation station, Celtic News Now. Is that AI channel still going? Do people still watch it? Anyway, Danny says, have a good one. They're looking at Celtic. Yeah, if they're looking for 6.5 million, Celtic will offer 2 million. Just wait and see who leaves and then comes in. Yeah, I think that is probably the more prudent way to look at things. Who's the Irish Celtic YouTube user that talks shite? I've no idea. What a shame for the poor lads. And anyway, right. The team news for this evening is the fact that, the big news, should I say, is the fact that the North Curve Celtic have amalgamated with the Green Brigade and the Boys Ultras being all in 1-1-1. Expect some fantastic noise to be coming out of that side of Celtic Park tonight. When you look at the team that is out this evening, Sinisalo, ALISTAIR Johnston, let's get rid of that. Let's just clear that. Sinisalo, ALISTAIR Johnston, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Austin, Trusty, Kieran Tierney. That's the back four that we all said is the strongest back four that we have. Looking at the midfield, Callum McGregor, ARNE Engels, Benji Negrin is the strongest midfield that we have. It seems to be playing a 4-3-3 formation, although Celtic could mix it up and Celtic could sit with a 4-2-1. I don't know. I'm just going to wait till the game starts. There's no point in even trying to think what Martin O'Neill is going to do, because it looks like it's setting up a 4-3-3 formation. Immediately playing Duran out of his favourite position. Well, we've no choice at the moment. I'll give it fourth home game, and the Green Brigade and the boys will be banned. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. But anyway, right, that is me done and dusted for this evening. How long is that? We've been on? We've been on for about an hour. And the game starts in around about 40 minutes time. don't know whether I go to the pub. See, this all new because I can now go to the pub to watch games. I can just 5 minutes along the road and go to the boozer. I might enjoy myself this season rather than sitting doing watch-alongs anyway. Wouldn't you be surprised if Alistair Johnson scores tonight? 4-0 on top of the league. What is the league? I've never even looked at the league positioning table. Who scored the most goals at the weekend and how is the league table? And what will it take? No, it's, there's only a goal difference of 2, so a 3-0 win for Celtic this evening. 3-0 win for Celtic will take, what's that that's moving? Don't even know anymore. A 3-0 win for Celtic will be enough for Celtic to go top of the table, as long as we do not concede. Anyway, that's me done and dusted for this evening. Thank you to everyone who has been on the live this evening. Been over 3,200 people on the live. Fantastic for the first pre-season team news. Unfortunately, I'm not doing a watch along tonight. I'm going to break myself in easy to the start of the season. I want to sit and enjoy it because usually when the fireworks are going off and all the rest of it, I'm too busy reading comments. And then people say, anyway, who cares? Don't care. St Johnstone scored 4. Did they? Yeah, they scored 4, but there was 3 against. They've got a goal difference of 1. St Mirren are top of the table with a goal difference of 2. So Celtic need to win 3-0. Did you not look at the table? Do you want me to show you it again? Look. I'll even highlight it. Goal difference 2. St Johnstone, goal difference 1. Goal difference 2. Celtic need to win 3-0 to go top of the table. Some people think I'm crazy. Anyway, have an absolutely fantastic evening, Celtic fans all around the world. I will catch up with you after the game where we could talk about how good, how bad, and was that Alistair Johnson and ARNE Engels' last game for Celtic? Only time will tell. We all know it's the truth.